What's going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Ty, the LEGO guy here, and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Boba Fett's throne room. That's set 75326. It has 732 pieces, 7 minifigures, retails for about 100 USD, and it came out in 2022. Now, some people are not happy with the actual, Jabba's palace. Others are not happy with the price. We're gonna break down this set's positives and negatives and see where it stands. But enough talk, let's get right into it. And to start us off, the first thing that we'll take a look at is going to be the box art. And what I love that they've been doing with the recent sets that have come out is they're putting specific artwork to the set that it's representing. So if you notice, it has Boba Fett and Fennec Shan. The same goes for the Mandalorian. If it's the Mandalorian, you're going to have the Mandalorian and Grogu. I really think that's cool, and I hope that LEGO continues to do it. Then you'll notice all the minifigures that are included, quite a few for a $100 set. Moving to the side of the box, it just shows LEGO and Star Wars, but then on the back, it gets into a number of this set's features. This set has tons of features, just FYI, which we'll take a look at a little bit more in this review. And then on the side of the box, it just shows the actual throne of Jabba's palace or Boba Fett's palace, whatever you want to call it. Then on the top of the box, just shows Bib Fortuna. And then on the bottom, just the barcode and all that good stuff. Let's now take a look at the set. And we'll begin by taking a look at the exterior of the palace. As you can see, it obviously looks like Jabba's palace quite a bit, although it should be a little bit taller in my opinion. We'll take a little bit closer look at that a little bit later on in this review. And it's definitely a relatively sizable set. It's not quite as large as the 2012, which I do think is superior as far as the build goes, but it is still a decent size. Let's now break it down area by area. And the first part of the set that we'll center in on is going to be the entrance. And as a side note, you do get a snake. I don't ever recall seeing any snakes on Tatooine, but it's nice that you get some wildlife. And you'll notice on the center of basically the watchtower slash entrance, you have a turret, which makes sense. I believe in the Mandalorian or the Book of Boba Fett, they did add these turrets, but anyways, interesting that they have that. And they also have the little droid that pops out when C-3PO and R2-D2 come to visit the palace, and literally pops out just like in the film. And you can also raise the main door, just like in the TV show, like so. Doorway is obviously much smaller than what we see, but it's nice that you can do that. Adds a little bit of playability. And moving to the other side, we have the interior of the watchtower. You'll notice they have a little control panel right here, along with a pair of binoculars, an area for the watchman to kind of look out, or window, and there's a little cup in the corner right here. But you'll notice this little Technic toggle, and if you twist it, it shoots the basically Gamorrean guard. In fact, yeah, that one, if you put them a little bit higher, it's a little bit more aggressive. Now there's quite a bit going on with this throne room. First thing I want to mention is I love the fact that you have these stickers on either side of Rancor faces. Would have been nice if they were printed pieces, but still nice little detail. And you can pull out the throne just like so. And pretty substantial build. But you'll notice they have this little Technic toggle. And if you twist it, it shoots Bib Fortuna off. So that works really well if you want to replicate that scene where Boba Fett basically shoots him and then kicks him off the throne. You can do that. Getting into the interior a little bit more though, you can rotate these turkey legs like so, and you have a number of different items that are hidden below his throne. First piece that I want to center on is this thermal detonator. This is one of my favorite small printed pieces by far. Then you have what almost looks like Beskar, but is probably supposed to be money. And then some hidden blasters. And you'll notice in the left corner, there's some bones. We're gonna show off this a little bit more because there's another feature to this set. Before we do that, I just wanna mention quickly that you can pull these sides out and make it kind of more like a dollhouse basically. Not sure what the importance of that was, but you can do that. And on the side of the build, we have a little seating area. This really reminds me of the smaller Mos Eisley cantinas that we got back in the day. They had builds that looked very much like this. And I think it adds a little bit of realism to the set. The fact that, you know, Bib Fortuna's goons can have an area to sit and kind of relax. And giving you guys a little bit more of a bird's eye view. It is just very flat on the top of this palace, which is another complaint that many have because Jabba's palace is a little bit, it's not so flat if you watch the movies and whatnot. But the feature that I wanted to show off is you can access the back of the palace like so. There's a little bit better view of where they're roasting the meat. And then back here, there's a little bar, which I thought was honestly great. Just adds a little bit more to the palace. Let's now take a look at the minifigures. And here we have the first 3 minifigures that make up the set. So we have a Quarren, a Thelan Dancer, along with a Weequay Guard. Pretty unique minifigures. We probably will not get the Dancer in any other set. Give you guys a 360 view of them. And I believe this is the first time we've ever got a Quarren minifigure. Here's a look at their back torso printing. The Dancer does have back face printing as well. And I love the fact that the Guard has these braids that make their way down to his torso. You can see where it comes from his head. There is a lot of attention to detail right there. Something I rarely ever see LEGO ever do. And then we'll show off the Quarren's torso just a little bit more. Pretty basic, but not bad looking. I also love the fact that they have part of his garment on his torso moving down to his leg printing. Just a little attention to detail is nice. It's something I like to see with minifigures. Let's now move on to the next 2, which is Bib Fortuna and the Gamorrean Guard. Very good looking guys right here. It's been a while since the last time we got a Gamorrean Guard, and I think he looks excellent. Bib Fortuna also is a pretty good looking minifigure. You guys have a view of their back torso printing. The pig is basically just a mold, right? Whereas Bib Fortuna, he does have back torso and back face printing, so you can see he's a little bit more afraid on this side. It's probably when Bubba shoots him. And then on the other side, he's a little bit more happy. And there's a little bit better view of his torso printing without the headpiece on. Let's now move on to the final minifigures, which is Fennec Shan and Boba Fett. And both of these guys have leg printing, arm printing, which is pretty rare. There you can see Boba Fett's logo. And yeah, just overall very, very detailed. Let's move to the rear of the minifigures and show off their back face printing and back torso printing. So Fennec Shan has a bit of a smirk, and then Boba Fett just has some scars. Let's just remove his jetpack to reveal his back torso printing. So as you can see, a lot of detail going on. Moving to the front of them, you also notice the more arm printing, which is just crazy. You don't generally see arm printing in a play scale model. Generally, it's something that's included in a UCS set, but I'm not complaining. That's awesome. Boba Fett also has front face printing, obviously. I like the fact that they didn't just bother giving him a black plain face, but they gave him face printing, unlike the Mandalorian. Although I have seen that they've changed that in the latest Mandalorian Starfighter. Overall, very impressed with these minifigures. Let's now get into the end of the review and get my final thoughts. Well, guys, that was my review. Do hope you enjoyed it. Personally, I like this set. Yes, the palace isn't perfect. It definitely needs some work. I think that this would be a great set to kind of mod. I know a lot of other YouTubers have been doing that. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna go to that extent. I think that if I wanted to make a Jabba's palace correctly, I'd just make a mock out of it, which, you know, could mean that I buy a couple of these, right? As far as it being overpriced, I don't think it's too bad. I mean, yes, if you look at the price per piece ratio, if you're one of those people, which that's fine, it's just I don't kind of look at it that way. 732 pieces for 100 USD may seem a little steep, but you get 7 minifigures. How many LEGO Star Wars sets do you get 7 really good looking minifigures for 100 USD? It's not that common. At least not from what I've seen collecting LEGO Star Wars since, 1999. And this set often is on sale. I know a lot of you guys have purchased this for 20% off. So if you can get a sale on this, it's worth that all day long. And if you pay 100 USD like myself, although I did get promos with it, that's not too bad. I actually paid 130 Canadian for it, but that works out to roughly 100 USD. But let me know what your personal thoughts are on this one. If you like it, if you don't, any areas you think they could maybe improve on it. I just think that it does an adequate job at the palace, although it's not perfect. I think that there's some definite things that need to be changed or, just heightened. This needs to be bigger, right? And I think that the price is not too bad. I think there's a lot more worse LEGO Star Wars sets as far as price is concerned. But that pretty well does the review. But if you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future LEGO Star Wars reviews, comparisons. We do one of them every single Tuesday. But thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.